Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Seen, Heard, Loved Community Yin Yoga class. I'm Jackie Ohm, lead yoga and embodiment coach here at Jackie Yoga. I invite you to maybe grab some bolsters, blocks, pillows, whatever it is you may need to feel supported during this session. There will also be longer moments of silence today in your shapes as we hold still, grounded, and surrender in long holds. So if you'd like to play some gentle music in the background, go ahead and choose something subtle and soft that can hold you if you find it hard to relax in pure silence. So I'll give you a moment to get settled. We'll begin in a seated meditation. If you are choosing to arrive in a seated meditation, I invite you to take your block or bolster or pillow and sit on top of it like an actual seat. I'm going to use a block, but if you'd rather prefer a soft cushion, a pillow, go ahead and grab that. You'll sit at the very edge of your prop, tilting the bowl of your hips forward. Maybe one heel in front of the other instead of crossing your ankles. And if your body just aches a little too much today, you can lay in whatever shape allows you to surrender. Maybe that's flat on your back, on your side, or in any other pose. And close your eyes. Let your body exhale with your out breath. Then a nice deep inhale by your nose. Fill and expand. Exhale, open mouth, sigh. Allow your two eyes, even though they are closed, to ground at the space between your nostrils and upper lip. Or if you're lying down on your back, maybe allow the eyes to roll out toward their temples. Maybe imagine a loving hand up against the back of your heart, supporting your spine. Seated meditation is designed to be uncomfortable in order to call in all the things that are creating those discomforts, bringing them into the forefront of your awareness. So however you're feeling, whether you are anxious, distracted, tired, bothered, happy, pleasant, give yourself permission to show up just as you are. There's nothing to fix, solve, or understand. Can you soften your chest and low belly? Like a smooth flowing waterfall. We imagine clouds cushioning your hips and legs. We are human, so the mind wanders and gets distracted, off topic. But in this space, we are returning to breath. So every time the mind wanders, gently guide it back towards your breath as you would a child, a puppy. Redirect your focus with compassion and grace. Notice what muscles are clinging and bracing. and allow them to release and let go. We'll spend a moment here in sacred silence, doing just that. Every time the mind wanders, you turn back to your natural breath. Silence begins now. You're doing great. Or anywhere else you can soften and let go. And in this spaciousness, place one hand to heart, the other to abdomen. Align your gaze, heart, and your star center, your abdomen, like 3 stars in alignment. Meet yourself today as you are. Inhale by your nose. Exhale, let out a sigh. Inhale by your nose. I am here. Exhale by your mouth. I release what is no longer mine to carry. And set your personal intention for today. Or I will read an affirmation from the Seen, Heard, Love Bowl if you need some inspiration. So the contributed affirmation reads, I am available for new possibilities. I am available for new possibilities. I definitely resonate with this one and I appreciate it. Thank you for your contribution. And repeat once more, whatever your intention is or the affirmation internally, as if your heart is speaking your words for you. One more deep inhale by your nose. And exhale, sigh out. When you feel just right, slide your hands off of your body. We'll begin our first long hold in reclining butterfly. If you are seated on a prop, go ahead and remove it and place it to the side for now. You may need it in a moment. So recline onto your spine slowly and gently, purposefully and mindfully. Before you even get into the shape, allow your body to release all your weight into gravity, as if your joints are spilling open with fresh air and breath. Once you feel some spaciousness and silence within, then walk your heels up towards your glutes. Press your feet together to touch as your knees part open like a book. Just enough pressure, maybe 5% of your feet pressing inward like a panini, to sense your knees opening up space like a book. If the muscles of your legs are contracting just to maintain your butterfly, you might utilize your blocks or pillows or books, even whatever's available to you, and place them underneath your knees for support. If you'd like a heart opener in addition to this, you could take your block or bolster or pillow and place it underneath your spine. It can go vertically or horizontally. If you choose vertically, I suggest a longer pillow or multiple pillows so that your head can also be still. Or if you have a yoga bolster, you could use that as well. One end to your tailbone, the other end toward the top of your mat. You'll recline onto your bolster like a second spine. Excuse me. Knees part open. If you use a block or a smaller pillow, you can place it horizontally right behind your heart. And rest on your heart, on your pillow or your block. Maybe your arms go above your head. If you are on the horizontal prop or simply on the floor or by your sides or out like goalposts. Once you have settled into your shape, close your eyes once again and melt into your mat, into the space beneath you. As your breath expands and elevates into the space around you and within you. In yoga, we hold shapes for long periods of time to help get the stretch moving into the joints, tissues, and tendons, where we tend to get really stuck and tight. Also, where we hold toxins and even unconscious patterns and emotions. Just like we did at the beginning of class in our meditation, now return to breath observance. Aligning your awareness to breath. Anytime your mind wanders, bring it back home to self. We have about 4 more minutes in this shape. We'll let you know when we're halfway and 30 seconds till the end. We are at the halfway point. Observe where you are bracing. Allow those areas to feel free and safe to melt a little more. Every inhale aligns with your intention. Every exhale peels away the stale layers of energy that no longer serve you. Final 30 seconds. Can you soften the backs of your shoulder blades a little more? Your rotator cuffs a little more? Your chest a little more? Your legs a little more? And everything a little more. Your next inhale, breathe in deeply like you're smelling your favorite flower. Take it all in. And exhale back into the body, back into this moment. Linger on if you're onto something, or slide your hands palms on your legs to help draw your knees in, and bring your knees in toward each other as you heel toe your feet toward the edges of your mat or just outside of your hips. This is called reverse butterfly. So with our knees splayed open, our blood in our hip joints rotating externally. Now we've shifted to internal rotation. So a lot of movement and blood flow in our hips right now. Even if you don't feel it or see it, or maybe you really feel it, can you allow the soles of your feet to relax more completely onto your mat? Just pressing down maybe 1% more. As you breathe deeply in and out by your nose. Soften through your spinal column, belly, hips, thighs, and allow your knees to rest more in toward one another. For 3 more rounds of conscious breath. Inhales, expand. Exhales, release. Inhales, arrive. Exhale into the present. One more time. Inhale back home to self. Exhale, release anything that may be holding or clinging right now. A little more. When you feel complete, roll to one side. Slide your prop out from underneath you. Bend your knees, windshield wiper side to side. The wider your feet, the more space your hips have to rotate left and right. Be leading gently with your knees instead of your hips. Side to side. Maybe linger on one side, then the other. Then extend your legs long, maybe leading with your heels to really drive through the entire length of your legs. Roll through your wrists, fingers, ankles, and toes. And between every long hold, we will observe a neutral shape. So your legs and arms either out wide like a star or more narrow inside your mat. Whatever positioning allows your body to feel truly neutral and at ease. I like star pose because I can create more space in my joints. And observe as a witness yourself in this moment. Every life of breath in each round. Notice the effect reclining butterfly had on you as you integrate the energies of the long hold. Slowly and mindfully draw your legs back together. Interlace your fingers and flip your palms above your head, extending through the length of your arms for a full body stretch. So legs come together, press the palms away from you as you point your toes, knit your rib cage, navel to spine to earth. Exhale, knees come in, hug and rock, massage your body side to side. Eventually roll onto one side, passing through fetal. You're doing amazing. Maybe even keep your eyes closed and let your hands become your eyes as you push into your mat. Coming into a tabletop. So we will undulate the spine in 6 directions in tabletop. So on your hands and knees, hands under shoulders, hips over knees. Separate your fingers wide and sense the entirety of each hand and palm, fingers, as it meets your mat. Then inhale, belly down like a hammock for cow. Maybe your chin goes up. Your eyes can stay closed. Exhale, curl and round, tuck your tailbone under, navel to spine. Press the floor away from you. Allow your shoulder blades to slide and wrap around your body. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. First and second rotations of the spine. Then slowly gaze over one shoulder. Eyes can still be closed. Maybe your chin becomes your eyes. As you dip your hip to the same side, creating a C curve. And then to the opposite. All at your own pace. Inhales and exhales by your nose. And then eventually turn into head and hip circles in one direction. And then the next. Eventually, we will meet in sleeping swan, also known as half pigeon and other forms of yoga. You may need your props, so have them handy if so. If you know what you're doing, go ahead and slide into your left side. If you would appreciate some direction from your tabletop, soften for a moment, become still and unhurried. Allow my voice to become yours. And inhale with a soft left hip, slide your left knee toward and past your left wrist as you heel toe your left foot on the outside of your right hip. So I'll switch directions for the camera so you can see. Once again, it's the left knee that'll slide forward and past left wrist, heel toe left foot on the outside of right hip as you simultaneously extend your right leg back behind you. Now, if your foot is underneath your hip, we don't want the bone on bone or cutting off the blood circulation. So dip to your left hip and heel toe your left foot a little more out so you can give your right hip some room. A lot of the population tends to dip toward the left hip naturally. So to counter that, bring your weight into your hands and dip into your right hip, gazing over your left shoulder, just for a moment to encourage more evenness in your hips. If your right hip isn't quite on the floor or your left hip and glute isn't quite on the floor, you can take your block or pillow or bolster and place it underneath your hips where it's not quite resting on the floor if you need that support. If you're already sensing a lot of sensation here, bring your weight into your hands or maybe even into your forearms until space opens up. If you want more, you can come all the way down and stack your hands like a pillow. I encourage inching the elbows a little bit more apart so that your collarbones and shoulder joints and wrists don't get clogged up with tension. Then melt your head into your hands, the pillow of hands. Let it receive your head. Now, if that is just too much for your body today, here is another option. It's the same shape, but in a different plane. You can come down onto your spine, bend your knees, plant your feet, and come into figure four with your left leg, left heel over right knee. And that'll relieve some pressure of the upper body weight into your legs if your legs aren't ready for that yet. Whenever you've chosen your shape, surrender your eyes closed and drop back into your body and breath. In Yin Yoga, it's okay to allow discomfort That's the whole point. It's pain that we need to be mindful of. Pain is sharp, sudden, pinpoint sensations. That is your body telling you it needs some resolution. So if at any point you notice those stabbing, pinching sensations, which tend to happen near the joints, just wiggle out and re-enter with more spaciousness. If you are experiencing intense discomfort, allow it to be just as it is. This is the training here in Yin Yoga. Training the mind not to become attached or not to withdraw from discomfort, but to lean into it. For it's the very thing that needs your attention. Over time and surrender into gravity, your body will release those tensions and discomfort turns into freedom. The only way out is through. And we create comfort with breath. We are about halfway through this hold. Have about 3 minutes left. If you find that you cannot endure for 3 more minutes in this shape, you can always flip onto your back for figure 4. Or if you opened up, you can come down onto your hands and palms. Or just surrender a little more deeply into your body, into your mat, into your intention. In these final 30 seconds, what else can you release and let go? Allow anything remaining, like debris, to flow out with the pull of your exhalation. An option for a quad stretch. So if you are already on the floor, maybe you just extend your right arm underneath your ear. Bend your right knee and catch your right foot with your left hand. Or you can come up onto your forearm, right arm, forearm, 45-degree across the top of your mat. For stability, bend your right leg and catch your right foot with your left hand. Or you can switch it up and catch your foot with the same hand if that's more accessible for you. In whatever version you are choosing, soften through your chest, whole arm like your Gumby, and you can reach a few more inches longer towards your foot. Once you have your foot, let your hand rest on your foot. Give it a moment to breathe and soften before you pull your foot down, not with force, but with awareness, not with a need to bring your foot as far as you can down, but with special attention to the sensations of your quad. Relax your quad to get a little bit more deep into your stretch. One more inhale and exhale. When you're ready, slowly release your foot. Come up onto your hands. Dip to your left hip and slowly swing your right leg back around. Whew, that was a good stretch for the left glute. Slowly return onto your spine. Bend your knees. Definitely windshield wiper left and right, right and left. The standard movement to distribute sensations, tenderness, tensions from your hips into your other systems. When you feel the movements have done their job, then extend your legs back long. Feet fall open. Arms rest by your sides with your palms face up. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Sink back in to the seat of observer. Notice the difference from when you first woke up today to where you are in this moment in time and space. And your journey to the right side of sleeping swan, however you would like. If you know what you're doing, find your flow there. If you would appreciate some guidance, once again, draw your legs back together, interlace your fingers, opposite thumb and pinky on top, or opposite index finger in front, rather. Then flip your palms. Yeah, it'll feel a little bit awkward. So press your palms to the wall behind you, point your toes, knit your rib cage, navel to spine to earth. Exhale, knees hugging. Once again, rock side to side. If you know you are going to choose the reclined variation, just stay on your spine, bend your knees, and cross your right ankle over your left knee for figure 4. Or roll to one side. From your tabletop, maybe reset with another cat and cow. Or head and hip circles or C curves. And then when you're ready, the right knee that'll slide toward and past your right wrist. Heel toe your right foot on the outside of your left hip as you slide simultaneously your left leg back behind you. Good. One side may be much more tight or much more available than the other. That's normal. When we have 2 of something, They're not going to always be, well, they're never going to be identical completely. So use your blocks, bolsters, pillows if you need. Again, if your hips are elevating to where they can't simply relax onto the floor, grab your block or pillow or bolster, place it underneath the elevated portion. If your breath is already challenged by the intensity of this shape, remain upward, pouring your weight into your hands or your forearms. Or fold on in on top of your pillow hands. So opposite hand on top. If you can't remember, just switch up the one that naturally went on top. Again, I encourage walking your elbows a little further apart. Then an inhale and exhale, fold you in. Receive your breath. Let your body surrender. Return to breath over and over again when your mind wanders. You have 3 more minutes in this shape. And this is the halfway point. In the remaining 30 seconds, what else can you release? Allow yourself to truly complete Your next exhale. I am available for new possibilities. Inhale, you'll arrive back. Again, option to catch your foot with the same hand or opposite hand for your quad stretch. Once again, options are you can remain lying down, bending your left knee, catching your left foot with your right hand, or propping up onto your forearm, catching your foot, or same hand, same foot. Relax your leg muscles and slowly, without pressure, folding your heel towards your glute. Every time a muscle tightens up, pause there for awareness. So you can soften it and maybe get another centimeter or inch. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly release your leg. Again, if there's tenderness and a burst of sensation, good job. Things shifted and changed. Dip to your right hip. Slowly slide your left leg forward. Right meets left. Recline back onto your spine. Bend your knees, windshield wiper side to side at your pace. A little or a lot, depending on the level of tenderness and sensation that needs distribution. Maybe lingering on one side, then the other. Eventually back to your neutral rest. Become still, an observer, a witness. Witness yourself with new loving eyes. And let go a little more. Our next shape, you will need your block, bolster, or pillow. You'll bend your knees, plant your feet, and take your block, bolster, or pillow. I am going to choose a bolster today. So you'll bend your knees, plant your feet, push down with your feet to slide your prop right underneath your hips. Good. Make sure it's directly underneath your sacrum, not too high, where you feel it on your low back, or not too low, where you feel it at the round of your pelvis. But if your pillow or prop is a little wider or larger, you may very well feel it beyond your glutes or hips. In particular, if you're using the firm block, that's what you want to pay attention to, that the sturdiness isn't pressing against you on your low back or low hips, but just right at the center. This is called supported bridge. So we were just compressing through the front body and our folds. So now we open and lengthen, counter. You can keep your knees bent if you need, or extend your legs long for a deeper stretch that goes down your legs. Option to float your arms above your head. So the stretch also reaches into your chest and lungs. Maybe your elbows bend a little or a lot. Relax the muscles and ribs of your chest, the underbelly of your shoulder blades, the ball and socket of your shoulder joints. Notice how your energy and body respond when you give yourself permission to soften. Let your eyes become a little heavier. Surrender your body weight into your prop and your mat. Little more. And I'll read another affirmation from our Seen, Heard, Love Bowl as you continue to remain on your prop. And if you like, repeat this one silently within you. I trust myself to meet what comes. I trust myself to meet what comes. Truly appreciate this affirmation, for it reminds us that we don't have to solve every problem. We don't have to figure everything out in this moment. But when we create the peace and calm within, we regulate ourselves and we prepare for whatever is to come that life presents, the gifts, the challenges, all working for us. You're on to something, continue to stay, or we'll add a little bit of movement here. So bend your right knee and bring it in toward your right chest. You may be more limited than you would be if you were flat on your spine, so need not to go so deep. As your right knee draws in, sense where you can soften and release through your ribs and hip, abdomen. Then interlace your fingers on top of your right shin. Just rest your hands, no need to pull. Allow your shoulders and interlaced fingers to soften and melt. Then an inhale, slowly draw, pull your knee, your right knee in towards you. And as you pull it in towards you, continue to encourage your left hip flexor to soften. Maybe drawing your elbows in a hairline or a centimeter or an inch inward towards your ribs. Continue to cycle through a few more rounds of breath. One more inhale and exhale. Next inhale, slowly release your interlaced fingers. Extend your right leg long. Pause before you catch your other side. Become still and melt. Maybe you sense your right leg and hip becoming warm or plush. When you're ready, we'll take it to the left. We'll inhale, left knee glides up. Observe what it does on its own today before you interlace your fingers. This is part of meeting yourself where you are at in this moment, instead of comparing yourself to the past or expecting something of yourself. Then interlace your fingers on top of your left shin, opposite thumb and pinky on top. Good. Close your eyes. Just rest the weight of your hands onto your left leg. And when you're ready, inhale, slowly draw your left knee in towards you. Breathing with awareness in and out by your nose. Continue to relax through your right hip flexor, where your leg meets hip, the upper thigh. Moving slowly like a glacier melting. You might not even see it from the outside. From the inside, there's great change and inner knowing. Maybe drawing your elbows a little closer toward your ribs. Surrender your ankles and wrists. Cycling through a few more rounds of conscious breath. At the end of your next exhale, slowly release your fingers, extend your left leg back out, maybe leaning with your heel to find the full length of your leg. Awareness, pause in neutral just for our breath to settle and even out. And then last, we'll draw both knees in one at a time. Again, go slowly, mindfully. Allow your knees to slowly and gently draw near toward your heart. And rest your shoulders, ribs, your back body into gravity. Maybe you wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a little squeeze. These three shapes is something I do every morning before I even get out of bed to help reset my back and hips, and also to get the energy flowing for optimal digestion, gut health. 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. So it's important that we take care of it. If you're on to something, linger on, or gently release your arms back down. Maybe your legs float up toward the clouds, either still, or if your legs would like some movement, you could circle through your toes, ankles. And legs up the wall or waterfall is a form of final rest. If you enjoy this shape or are experiencing any low body injuries in legs, hip, or back, you may benefit from here with the reversal of blood flow, helping to soothe and smooth out aches and pain. Also great for varicose veins and for finding calm. If you'd prefer to find a more traditional rest, bend your knees, plant your feet. If you have a pillow or prop underneath your hips, maybe you slide them down towards your knees. If you have a block, just bring it out and push it out to the side. So the bolster prop underneath your knees is like a pillow to help support and rest your low back onto your mat. Allow your arms to land by your sides or out by you or above you, whatever feels most spacious and available for your final surrender. final accumulation and integration of all the energetic and health benefits you created in this hour of you time. If you haven't already, close your eyes, let them sink back into the hammock, roll out towards your temples. Release another pound of body weight into gravity. And one more affirmation from Seen, Heard, Lovable. I don't have to figure everything out today. I allow myself to enjoy the presence and fullness of breath. I don't have to figure everything out today. I enjoy the fullness and presence of my own breath. Allow your breath to be like a self-massage. Ironing out any tension points, stiffness, or tenderness. The more you let go and relax, the easier it is for your body to integrate this new you. So take your time, enjoy this rest. Maybe it turns into a little nap. If so, fully enjoy your little nap. In the comments, please let me know how this class landed for you, what you want to see next, or anything that's on your heart or mind. We want to hear from you. You could share this video with those who come across your awareness for more spaciousness and healing. If you haven't already, subscribe to Jackie Yoga Studio. We're on YouTube, so you can receive a notification every time a new class is released. I'm so proud of you for being consistent in your practice and for making your health and well-being a priority. There's nothing to do now but to completely be and rest. Thank you for joining me for Seen, Heard, Love Community Yin Yoga. My name is Jackie. Namaste.